Here are 3 drinks that you can make on your home espresso machine. Bonus points if your espresso machine has a cold brew feature. We're gonna start off with a drink that I often make at home. We're gonna be doing a Café Mocha with oat milk. Today, the machine we're gonna be working with is the DeLonghi Specialista Opera. I really like the look of this machine. It is bold and industrial. I love the angle of our tamping handle. The controls are all super approachable. And it has this awesome knurled finish, reminiscent of a brushed stainless. I just love the look of this. Anyway, let's get started on that mocha. We're gonna start off with 2 teaspoons of our cocoa powder. This is Dutch processed cocoa powder. It's a little bit richer, really, really nice. We are following that up with 1 teaspoon of our brown sugar, and then enough hot water to sort of blend it all together. I like to aim for about a tablespoon. Whisk it all together. What I'm looking for is that it's smooth and that there's no dry pockets of cocoa powder anymore. Gonna get that into our cup now. Whenever I do any kind of syrup or prepared sauce, I want that to be underneath the espresso that's about to be pulled, so that way the heat from the espresso will actually blend that sauce in. Now that we got this ready, I'm gonna activate our grinder over here. Now, because this is a lighter roasted coffee, I'm gonna be pulling my tamping arm here all the way through. This is set and programmed for different coffees, but I'm gonna go for the maximum tamping strength designed for light roast. Excellent. Logging into our brew group. And excellent. Now that I got my shot included, I'm gonna take my stirring spoon here and just make sure everything gets nice and thoroughly combined. Particularly when working with thicker sauces like this, a stir is really, really helpful. Now we are going to steam. I'm gonna warm up my steam wand. When working with any thermoblock machine, blowing some steam through the wand helps heat it up. Now we are ready to steam our milk. Always, after steaming milk, blow out the inside of the wand. Keeps your machine happy and healthier for longer. I really like the steam power on this machine. I got a great vortex and really solid texture on my milk. Gonna give my espresso one more swirl before we add it together. And there we go. There's our mocha. Here's our drink. This is one of my favorite comfort drinks for a reason. It's just such a treat. My first impression of the Opera is a good one. In particular, when we're working in this kind of like super auto, semi-auto hybrid machine, oftentimes steam is a compromise. It's not something you have a lot of dynamic control over, or generally they're slower. This is still a very powerful steam wand that got me great texture even with oat milk, so that's awesome. I also think the look will blend in with a lot of different kitchen aesthetics. If you have like a black or stainless aesthetic going on in your kitchen, this machine will feel right at home. The next drink I'm going to make is a cold brew topped with a Miso Caramel cold foam. We've demoed this feature before on the Specialista Arte Evo, but I thought it'd be really fun for us to make a drink using it. Addressing the elephant in the room, what does cold brew on an espresso machine mean? This machine uses a lower pressure and temperature that makes a really good cold brew on the fly, shortcutting your way to a good cup of coffee rather than having to wait the 12 to 24 hours you need for traditional cold brew. Before we get brewing, let's go ahead and make that Miso Caramel. The first thing I'm going to do is add 150 grams of sugar to my pan, and then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of water. Really important in this initial step, do not stir. We want our sugar to start melting on its own. We're gonna have our burner set to about a medium heat, so our sugar is gonna start to bubble and brown. Once brown, do not take your eyes off of the caramel. We're gonna turn the heat down to low and then very slowly add some heavy cream into the saucepan, just a little bit at a time. We're gonna be whisking continuously till a minute, allowing our caramel just to get a little bit more gently brown. And then finally, our secret ingredient, our miso paste. Whisk it till it's fully combined and smooth. This takes about a minute. All right, we're ready to go. This is looking so good. I need to try out this caramel. It's so good. It's got this savory, sweet quality to it. It tastes like a caramel, but there's just a little bit of something extra here. I'm very excited. Now that we've got that caramel done, we're gonna make cold brew on this machine. Grind your coffee. Tamp and move your portafilter into place. Now before you press go, essential step here is that we are going to move into cold brew. There will be a blue light above to let you know that's the mode you're in. From here we're going to press go. Don't be surprised if this takes a couple of minutes. We are brewing at a lower pressure, and cold brew does take longer than brewing coffee hot. So while my coffee is brewing, I'm gonna get my cold foam ready to go so I can have my drink right away. For whenever I make a cold foam, this is sort of a pour from the heart sort of event here, where I'm going to get heavy whipping cream and then bring my caramel back into play. I want enough to definitely kind of turn the color of the cold foam so that way we end up indicating that rich, wonderful drink. You can always stir by hand, but I love these little hand frothers. When making any cold foam, you want to get a good mix of like air as well as like incorporate all of the flavors you're including. So I'm going up to the surface and down to just be sure that everything is evenly mixed. Excellent. Cold foam is ready. Alrighty. Our coffee is finished. Now, at home, you can brew directly over ice. This is coming out at about room temperature, so it's not that cold, refreshing beverage yet. I'm going to be pouring it over ice as we finish our drink. So, adding ice to our cup. Now, starting with a coffee that is room temperature is so much nicer than starting with a hot coffee. That's gonna melt the ice and make really water down your drink. Perfect. And that leaves just enough space for our cold foam. That'll go right over top. Beautiful. This is a drink that is ideal for that warm summer afternoon, so cheers. And no, mustache is safe from cold foam, but that is a delicious drink. We're gonna wrap things up with a classic, a brown sugar cinnamon shaken espresso. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, and I want to treat today, so they're gonna be big teaspoons. And then 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now we got to get our espresso ready. Grinding. And just enjoying the flexibility of this machine. When brewing traditional espresso, there are 3 different temperature settings, but it also has a cool espresso function. So that way, again, just like our cold brew, we're gonna have some room temperature coffee that's not gonna be melting all of our ice. Nice. Now we add our espresso. Give our ingredients a little bit of an initial mix before we add our ice. Excellent. I was waiting to really feel that cold temperature of ice through the bottom of my shaker. Straining right on in. And now, top up with your milk of choice. I love oat milk, so that's what we're going to be doing. Wonderful. Cheers. Let's talk about a couple of things that I really like about this machine. I think this is an awesome machine for somebody who is getting into espresso and figuring out the entire process. It's also great for folks that like a wider menu of drinks, particularly both hot and cold based beverages. A really cool feature on this machine is the ability to back flush it, so that way we can keep the machine clean, and that's not a feature that's present on the Arte Evo, and is really cool to just keep the drink quality a bit higher. That was a lot of fun. If I had to pick a favorite drink today, it would probably be that cold brew with Miso miso cold foam. Really fun, sweet, and good. I'd love to hear what kind of recipes you make at home and which ones you think we should try next. I was really thorough with that.
Does it taste good?
It's so good. Dang. Okay. Clear of foam.
Clear of foam.
Okay.
Actually, leave a little bit on your left. Some shrapnel. There we
Cool.
go.